Hey guys, it's Rudy Reel again. I wanted to show you today the Wednesday Addams that I made the other day. I had a lot of people really like this. This was my first attempt at her for a friend of mine, Nikki. There were a couple of things that I did the first time that I think I'm going to try a little differently this time, so we'll figure out together if those work. And I did get some tips on some stuff with the hair. I'll show you that, and I'll show you what I did. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a black 260. I'm going to start from the top of the hair and go down. So I do 2 pinch twists. That should be good. These are really squeaky. Go down about a hand's width, 4 fingers, and twist off. I did a pinch twist here before. I'm going to see if I can do it without the pinch twist this time, and I'll explain why if this works. I'm going to go down another 4 fingers, and that already came undone. That was why I put a pinch twist there. We'll see if we can make it work without it. I'm going to do a 3-finger bubble, and actually 2 more of those. This is going to give us the dress, the bottom part of Wednesday. And go up about 4 fingers. And this is where that pinch twist was before. And we're going to twist off there. You can run it through like a bird body just to lock it off. Break it and tie off. And this is the dress and the back of the head for her. We're going to use a white 260 for the face, which I'm going to attach to the part in the hair and then run down to the front here. And actually that is all we need of this. So if you want to use a scrap to do the face, that would work just as well. I'm going to tie this off here. So let me explain why I had a pinch twist here first. It made the neck a lot more stable, but when I do the collar on it afterwards, it juts out really far. So if I wait, I can use the collar of the 160 for the white to stabilize the neck. And I think that makes it look a little nicer. So now we have this part here. I'm going to use a 160 black, if I have one in here, which that may or may not be. I'm running low on my 160 blacks, and I'm pretty sure this is purple. And it absolutely is. So let's just imagine it's black for this tutorial here. Little pinch twist, 1 inch, 1 finger, 2 fingers. And we're going to do 2 3-finger loops, like so, and like so. Oh, this is going to jam me up later, isn't it? I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to use the rest of this for the sides of the hair up on the top. She's going to have blue or purple highlights in today's episode. And we're going to use a white... Oh! Never mind. We're going to do this the right way. I do have a black 160. Oh, and that's an old balloon. Ugh. You can taste that. Told you. Take 2. And I promise I'm just not doing this to get longer views on the YouTube videos, which had been suggested to me by another YouTuber, not a balloon artist, because we are all honest and respectable people. Alright. So now I'm going to use a lot of this 160 white because I'm going to use this for her arms, the collar, and the legs. So I'm going to connect to the feet, go up about 4 fingers, and back down and connect to that pinch twist for the feet. And I'm going to break this off so we have this little shoe and feet area, and tie this off because we're going to use that in just a second. I'm going to use the legs to feed through one of the loops of the dress. The operation is a success! And now we have our legs attached to the dress there. And we'll come back to that. Come back to this section. We're going to tie the remaining part of the 160 to the neck. Fish it through there just to lock it in place through the body balloons here. And coming down the side, we're going to go to about halfway to 3/4 and do 3 little pinch twists. If you watched my Sonic video, you'll know that that's my favorite little hand gathering for small sculptures are the 3 pinch twists. Now this one, I'm going to do a 1-inch spacer bubble before I do another cluster of the 3 pinch twists. And I'm going to leave it. Normally I don't like connecting the hands in front, but for Wednesday to have them down in front of her, I think really fits the character. So 1 finger spacer bubble, 3 pinch twists for her other hand. And up. Alright, now with that down in front, I'm going to bring it back up to the neck, wrap around, and you'll have that little hand. I know the lighting is kind of weird, and all I did was block my face, never block the talent. You can see the hands here. Now, I'm going to break off here. I'm going to use this for the collar of her shirt to add a little bit of color to the whole thing. Alright. And this is where we're going to learn if not doing the pinch twist works as well as I hope it does. So we're going to do 2 little pinch twists in the front here. I might cave and use another 160 for this. Yeah, I'm gonna use another 160. I don't like wasting, so if I can reuse a balloon I can, but at some point you gotta bite the bullet and do what should be done. And also, I'm going to break this part off and do the rest of the sides of the hair before I do the collar. So I'm going to tie this off. And I'm going to attach this to the pinch twist on the top instead of at the neck where I've been attaching everything else. Because there's going to be leftover from here. And it's easier to deal with breaking it off here than back down this way. So the 160 is going to go down the side connected to the neck. And then back up the other side. And we're going to break this off, but we're going to keep a little just to inflate the gem, like a bubble for here. I think I used the 260 when I made this design, so it's a lot bigger than I wanted it to be. But with the 160, I think it's going to look really, really good. All right. And then just about a 1-inch bubble from here. And tie that off. And we'll get back to that in just a second. So, here is the 1-inch, not 1-inch, the 160 white. That is going to be the collar. And this one feels like an old balloon. I'm trying to go through some of my old stock while I'm practicing and making videos. That's the old one. I'll use a new one. Alright. We're going to do 2 pinch twists. Hey, I caught it. We're going to do 2 pinch twists. And then we're going to wrap it around the neck. Oh, I'm sorry. I realize I keep dropping out of frame. I apologize. So 2 pinch twists that we're going to wrap around the neck, and that's going to give the stability that I like here. And also because she has a white collar. Connect that in like so. Break that off. And we have this here. Now, and I think you can even tell on the video with the lighting, that's a lot of white right in the front. So using the end of the 160 black breaks that up just enough and you get that look here, like it's the front of her shirt. If you think I'm completely wrong about that, breaking it up, which is a very good chance I am, you don't have to put it. It's completely up to you. Now, last but not least is one of my favorite things that I figured out with this, and it is the braids. It's not a new thing at all. People have been braiding hair, and I'm sure balloons for a very long time. I originally started with an inflated 160, and I did like the twist, and it was too bulky for it. So I said, let me try this. The only tip that I'll give with this, it's just a puff inflate of the balloons. And I'm using 3 different colors for anybody that might not know how to braid hair, just so you can get a general idea. It's the same thing as braiding the balloons if you're doing any decor, or sometimes I see people braid their mermaid tails. The tip that I will give is using, here we go, we're going to tie them together. Alright, once they are tied together, you have this nifty little setup. They just go over for any of the braiding. So I'm going to get this started here. So if you have it like this, the green will go from the outside to the middle. The goldenrod will go from the outside to the middle. The yellow outside to the middle. And you'll start to get that braid here. Let me do a little bit more so it doesn't look terrible. You'll get this braided design out of the balloons. the tip that I have is, instead of trying to tie off or twist off at the end, what I did was I clipped one of these, one of the nozzles, and like a hairband or like a rubber band for your hair, I got it stuck on my finger. No. You use it to put the ends into, and it holds them in place like a hair tie. So it'll keep that braid without having the whole thing come undone. So I will show you. The one thing I don't like about this technique is it uses 6 balloons for one braid if you're doing it that way. So if anybody has another way, or if it's one that you think you're going to be making often, maybe using black yarn and having braids all ready to go, you'll end up with these nifty. They kind of look brown in the video, but I assure you they are black. So I attach them to the center part at the top of her hair, but somebody had suggested, and I apologize, I don't remember who suggested it, having it go further down. If you wanted to, you could tuck them behind so it comes out closer to like where the ear would be, instead of attaching it to the braid. I'm gonna find out while this is uploading who had made that suggestion, and I'll give them credit down below, because that was absolutely their idea. So depending on if you want it from the top, and actually looking at it coming out of the side really does look a lot better. So I will make sure to give credit to that person in the comments below, and that will be there. Now, the one thing I will say for the face was I had Googled the Addams Family comic strip, and the face that they had given Wednesday was the simplistic this. So for the eyes, or for the eyes and face and everything, it's little worrisome brows up top, like so. Just solid black circles or ovals, whatever your preference is. Give it a little hook nose and a straight or somewhat sad line for the mouth was close enough, and you'll have your very own, oh yeah, that really does look better coming out of the sides. You'll have your very own Wednesday Addams. Thank you very much. I hope you guys like it, and definitely check below to see whose idea this was, because it's a lot better than the one I had. And thank you guys. Later days.